The sun beat down on the dusty gates of Fort Crestview, a sprawling military base in Nevada, on a blistering August afternoon in 2024. Emily Harper stepped forward, her faded sneakers kicking up dirt, a tattered backpack slung over one shoulder, and a simple wooden gift box clutched tightly in her hands. Her plain gray t-shirt and loose jeans hung on her frame, her dark hair tied back in a messy bun, no trace of makeup on her tired but striking face. At 31, she carried a quiet grace that didn't demand attention, but the young soldiers in their starched uniforms, boots polished to a mirror shine, and eyes sharp as knives saw only an outsider. Whispers cut through the air like shrapnel. Bet she's some private's girlfriend, lost on her way to a thrift store. A cocky lieutenant, Ethan Cole, muttered loudly, his smirk flashing under his cap. A female sergeant, Clara Vance, scoffed, her voice dripping with disdain. No soup kitchen here, lady. Emily's fingers tightened on the box, but her gaze stayed steady, as if she'd weathered fiercer storms. She'd come to deliver a gift to her brother, a recruit named Mateo, but to the soldiers, she was no thinga civilian who didn't belong in their world of iron discipline. At the gate, Specialist Ryan Holt, a burly guard with a skeptical squint, eyed her sneakers, his radio crackling. ID, he grunted, as laughter from nearby officers sliced the air. Emily handed over a worn letter, its edges soft from handling. I'm here for family day, she said, her voice soft but clear, cutting through the jeers like a blade. Holt's eyes widened at the letter's official seal, his radio falling silent. Cole's grin faltered, but the mockery didn't stop. As Emily stepped onto the base, her sneakers quiet on the asphalt, the air thick with diesel and sweat, a group of female soldiers led by Vance watched her pass. What's that, a yard sale reject? Vance sneered, her bun tight, her arms crossed. The women laughed, their eyes predatory. Emily kept walking, her bun swaying, her face calm, but her grip on the box betrayed her resolve. The canteen buzzed with noise, soldiers and families packed around metal tables, the smell of greasy food heavy in the air. Emily stood by the entrance, her backpack sagging, when Captain Lucas Grant, a broad-shouldered officer with a booming laugh, bumped into her, knocking the gift box to the floor. The lid popped open, revealing a hand-carved photo frame with a picture of a young recruit. Who brings dollar store junk to a base? Grant roared, his friends piling on with jeers. Bet she married a soldier for the benefits, one said, filming her on his phone. Emily knelt, her sneakers squeaking, and picked up the frame, her hands steady. It's not for you, she said, her voice firm, locking eyes with Grant. His laugh caught, but the canteen's cruelty surged. A cadet, Noah Reed, leaned over his table, his voice loud. What's in that backpack? Coupons. The room roared, phones flashing like gunfire. Emily sat with Mateo, her brother, at a corner table, speaking softly in Spanish, her warmth easing his tense shoulders. The soldiers didn't notice, their scorn burning hotter. The humiliation peaked when Cadet Mia Larson, a brash young woman with cropped hair, stood on a chair, waving a napkin scrawled with Lost Civilian Award. For the woman who wandered into the wrong world, she shouted, tossing it toward Emily's table. The canteen erupted, trays clanging, phones filming. Emily folded the napkin neatly, her eyes meeting Larson's. Your award's missing heart, she said, her voice piercing. Larson froze, but the laughter rolled on. Later, Lieutenant Owen Blake, a wiry man with a quick temper, snatched Emily's backpack, dumping its contents: a notebook, a pen, a photo of her with a man in uniform under a desert sky. Let's see what the drifter's hiding, he sneered, flipping through her notebook. Emily stood, her jaw tight. That's private, she said, her voice iron. The crowd jeered, but her silence was a shield. The final blow came during a family photo session on the drill field. Grant grabbed a base camera, zooming in on Emily's scuffed sneakers. Let's frame the civilian who thinks she's one of us, he bellowed, projecting the image on a screen to cheers. Emily stood by a bench, her gift box steady. Your lens is blurry, she said, her words heavy with truth. The crowd's laughter dimmed, but the bass's rhythm pulsed on until a loudspeaker cracked the air. All personnel to the main square for a briefing. Soldiers snapped to attention, families hurried, and Emily followed, her steps deliberate. In the square, Colonel William Harper, the base commander, stepped forward, his presence silencing the crowd. He walked to Emily, hugged her gently, and took her gift box. "This is my wife, Emily Harper," he declared, his voice thunder. "She stood by me through 12 years of deployments, stronger than any of you know." The square froze. Cole's jaw locked, Grant's laugh vanished, Vance's glare crumbled. "Those who mocked her, report to the discipline office with apologies," William ordered. The soldiers paled, their egos shattered. Mateo stepped forward, holding a letter Emily had written him, his voice shaky. "She saw me when no one else did," he said, saluting her. The crowd murmured, applause rising. A chaplain, Father Elias, handed Emily a prayer card. "You carry grace this base needs," he said. Mateo's mother, Rosa, tied a woven bracelet on Emily's wrist, her voice fierce. "You're more soldier than them." Captain Daniel Kim, a quiet officer, cited Emily's kindness in a report, saluting her. Major Evelyn Ward, who'd watched in silence, unveiled a new respect training manual inspired by Emily. "She's our teacher," Ward said, shaking Emily's hand. At the Family Spirit Awards, William pinned a medal on Emily's shirt. "You're our heart," he said. The base rose, their applause a wave. Months later, Emily spoke at respect trainings, her voice reshaping the base's soul. Cole's promotion stalled, Reed's rank dropped, Grant's role was revoked, Larson scrubbed floors, Vance's authority faded. Emily stood by the flagpole at dusk, her bun loose, her heart unbroken. She'd faced their scorn and built something stronger, one kind word at a time. What would you have done in Emily's shoes? Stay silent or fight back? Who's the real hero here, Emily or the soldiers who learned their lesson? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more stories that spark fire.